Plus,
Hey,
sometimes like I'll recap and like people want to discuss stuff on certain pages, and I gotta
no,
wait for
we
them to
let you
finish, and I'll
finish.
go
We
back
let
to
you.
it.
That's right. Just let you finish. I just let you finish.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
I study journalism, so I know what a recap
yeah. All right.
All right, Dean.
One Piece chapter 858. Meeting. Ibrahim, want to recap the chapter?
Sure. All right. So yeah, this is 858 recap. We start off, and there's a Shonen Jump cover page of Luffy, Sanji, and Big Mom. It's very nice.
Anji?
We then get a color cover spread of the Straw Hats playing football, and then we get into the chapter. The chapter opens up with some characters
Wait,
cooking.
is that Luffy's shirt that he's wearing his arc right now? The pink and like purple
What are you
one?
talking about?
The
Are you
shirt. Is that the color for it?
are you talking about on the Shonen Jump cover?
Yeah.
It's not pink. You might be looking at it wrong. It's white. It's white. Hmm. Yeah, and we get the football page. So we start at the chapter, and they're creating a cake, and we transition over where the fishmen are discussing stuff, and the gist of the situation is Peckham's wants to go back into the battle, and he's eventually just going to leave. Sanji, the rest of the crew have moved on to the hideout of the fire tank pirates, and they went ahead of Luffy and Sanji, who just arrived in. They get greeted by Vito, and when the Straw Hats come in, they see the rest of them lounging around. Chopper's bathing, and Nami is also bathing in a gratuitous scene where she's showering, talking to Lola's twin sister. We find out that this Lola is the twin sister, the one that we met on Thriller Bark, and Nami's there with Lola and what's her name, Carrot, and they discuss Big Mom, and we find out Lola doesn't care about Big Mom really. She hates her, and she's married to Capone. She explains things about Elbath and how she wanted to link with them with the marriage to Lola, but Lola fled, and they tried to marry her off with this Lola, but they knew the difference, and it was and that situation broke down, and that's why Big Mom now wants to kill the Lola that we know, and we go back. Luffy and Brooke drink some milk and heal their injuries, and Luffy gets his tooth back. Um, Held captive are that train dude and Brule, and we get a full page spread of the Straw Hats all dressed up really nicely, ready for business in this business meeting with Capone. And because Capone likes to talk to people who are basically dressed for business. Uh, we find out that that spiky haired person was Caesar Clown. Caesar Clown is
Yeah,
being
a lot of people said he looked like Caesar, and I didn't think I thought it was just like slightly similar. Like I didn't have any, like it didn't stand out to me like there's any chance there was Caesar. So it's
mm,
funny that, but a lot of people mention that over and over, and it kind
mhm,
of turned out to be actually be Caesar.
yep. So Caesar basically got freed by Capone, and Capone has his heart, so he's under his whim now. Caesar's not going by the alias Gangster Gastino, and we get some back and forth with Luffy, who comes to the conclusion that that is Caesar. Capone wants to calm down the nonsense and get to the bottom line of whether or not he's going to link up with Luffy. Luffy agrees to, but he also doesn't like the fact that his friend Peckham's was shot. So they scramble in on the table. Jinbei pretty much asks them, "Do you like Big Mom?" They all mutually agree that they dislike her, and they begin planning as the chapter ends, and we find out that there's 3 hours and 20 minutes of the party.
Okay, uh, Andre, thoughts on the chapter overall?
Um, Overall, I thought this was a good chapter. Um, I think some of the stuff that was mentioned is really just for the future of the series, not this arc specifically. Um, the shit that really don't mean nothing, just us seeing the cake preparation that's unnecessary. Um, uh, Fan service, I don't really give a fuck about that. Um, uh, Comedy subjective, so I can't really say this was funny to me because I didn't really laugh anything in this chapter. What I did like is I think the Elbath one. Let me go to this first. Peckham's. I think it's going to be shown that he's going to rat them out. Essentially, I think he's going to be on Big Mom. So I think he's going to have to make a decision whether who he's going to be loyal to. So I think he's going to be loyal to Big Mom. So he's going.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's going to be loyal to Big Mom because even in this chapter, you can see that he's starting to question Jinbei's crew. Like he's like I seen people at the harbor bringing in cargo. Like you guys are being suspicious. So I think, and he's already said that he's loyal to Big Mom. So I think at the end of the day, he's going to be loyal to Big Mom. The Elbaf stuff. I think the Elbaf stuff was important regarding the future arcs in the series, like this, because we didn't really learn anything. Like we pretty much already knew Lola was her twin. We knew Big Mom was trying to create a serum to make giants. We knew why she wanted Caesar. We knew that Lola reneged on the wedding. I think that was more just to show that I think in the next 1 to 5 arcs when we visit the island, Elbaf is going to be an island that we visit. 2, they're going to be pivotal regarding this war that's been hit by Doflamingo and Kaido. They're going to play a pivotal role. I'm not sure what side they want to be on, but they're going to play a pivotal role. And I'm interested to see like if Oda's going to be using like that. I think it's Norse mythology regarding given the fact that the prince's name is Loki.
Yeah.
But even when you look at the chapter, it's just like last week's chapter. It was 5 hours into the wedding, and I just realized like the big tea party and the wedding are the same thing. They're the same event.
They're happening
So even it was 5 hours since it's been there, and then an hour and 40 minutes have passed, and we really didn't discuss anything that we're supposed to be discussing regarding this plan. Mm-hmm. So I still enjoyed the chapter.
Ibrahim, what do you think?
It was great.
Poor K.
Huh?
It's a poor K. Why? Why is it great?
Sorry, you said that with like a suburban white accent, so I can tell you.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, I speak some Spanish. Yeah, queso frito.
Nice. Los papas
fritas. This is one of those chapters where the character interactions and amusing stuff works for me. I thoroughly enjoyed all of that. Random point here, but the bottom panel on page 6 with Luffy and Sanji looks really cool. I thoroughly enjoy just the entire vibe that Capone's crew gives. I enjoy the fan service with Nami.
Oh, they're standing in front of the Fire Tank Pirates headquarters. Yeah, that was pretty
cool. The Lola information was all just solid knowledge to know. I'm glad Luffy has his tooth back.
Are you? It annoyed me that he got it back now.
Yeah, stop being a baby. Yeah. The full page spread where they're all dressed up was amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
It was really lit. I loved the Caesar part, especially when he said, "It's like Caesar? No, I'm Bed's brother." That's disgusting, you know. I was like, yeah, that's
yes, you know.
And it made me laugh because like he always puts his initials on everything he makes, and it's a CC, but now he's GG. And
oh, like, really? Is that on his clothes or something?
Yeah, and then it's also funny because like there's a good chance like for us, the series, this is just there's no identity, and I feel like they did this with another character before, and I cannot remember. I really cannot remember.
Wait, with the identity thing?
Where like he just becomes a new guy like because of circumstances or something like that.
Well, there was in one of the movies. I don't know if you seen the. Well, have you seen the G5 filler? The One Piece animated the G5 thing?
No.
Oh well, there's a character called Condoriano.
Oh,
and they nickname him that. Yeah, and they keep it's a running gag throughout the entire like arc that they're just like, oh, like that's not his name, but they nickname
that's one
him
of the most famous gags I've ever heard of.
Yeah, they keep calling him. They're like, oh, it's Condoriano, and he's like, that's not my name. And when he's getting killed, they're like, "Oh, Condoriano, I guess he passed away," and stuff like that. And he's like they just keep calling him that in like all these different situations. Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was actually one of the funnier One Piece gags, even though it's not main story. But yeah.
Yeah, I really like the Caesar, and I like Caesar Clown as a character.
Really? Yeah.
Caesar Goats?
Yeah, he is pretty insane. Like take on the
particularly
bugs.
great end of arc villain, but then
Oh, you
considering
turned
that
me into
Punk has
sheep.
just a transitional arc, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
So
he's like the New World Buggy.
yeah, and
Yeah,
I do enjoy. And it's funny how like when I first read Punk Hazard, I wouldn't think that this is a guy who would be the most reoccurring, resurfacing character of the post time.
Yeah,
Yet since his introduction,
Dope,
he's
man.
every single arc. It's crazy.
yeah. Remember when him and Law were running from Doflamingo when they went to Green Bay? That shit was hilarious.
Next
Yeah,
one.
Punk Hazard, Dressrosa, Zoe, and now this arc. But yeah, I enjoyed all that. I thought the chapter kind of like One Piece. It has chapter endings kind of like this sometimes, but not all. Like not all. Like it didn't feel like it like a typical One Piece chapter ending. So it just kind of like you didn't get to,
well,
like
with like a huge cliffhanger.
no like just like it was arguing and it's just like One Piece chapter like 858 end. Like
Uh,
usually chapters kind of end off on like an emphatic panel or something, but this
with the Don,
I don't know. Like it just
with more of a Don.
what?
The One Piece reference. You get it.
I didn't hear you.
The Japanese. I said with the
I'm looking at
Don.
the previous chapters on manga scene like 855. We get that panel of Luffy
Yeah,
just like
that
super like
big sound effect, the Japanese version of Boom.
the
Don.
Don.
Yeah, Don. I was like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
knew it was more of a Don because Oda uses that constantly to like
He does
for
that
like
he does that
exploding
like
and for dramatic.
without us even noticing, he does that like almost every week. But
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like
It has a sound effect in the anime like that.
yeah,
So the
yeah, the anime actually adapts that thing for the manga where it's just like
yeah. With this one, it felt like more like subdued, I guess.
it just ended.
Hmm. All right.
It was almost like you just stopped filming and you didn't say like and cut. You just stopped filming.
Uh,
Yeah,
Kevin,
that was
what do you think? Oh, was that were you done?
Is that what?
Go
Were you
ahead.
asking something?
Yeah. What were your thoughts on the chapter?
You know, I'm gonna go. You know, from beginning to end. The beginning was very interesting. With the Lola stuff, her being her twin sister, which we already pretty much kind of knew that, but now we got a name
Did he
to.
punch Capone at the end when he was saying I'm gonna
No,
punch
no,
Capone? His arm is
he
stretched
went
out.
when he went. Yeah, when he went in the middle panel.
Yeah.
It looks like
He's
he
grabbing his
stretched
face or
out.
something.
Yeah, it looked like he stretched out and he punched Capone. But I
Yeah.
don't know for a fact because he didn't really Oda really didn't
No,
really
he didn't
draw
punch
close to
himself.
that.
He just like kind of whiplashed
He
himself
stretched
towards
his
him.
arm. Well, whatever he did.
He's still like throwing
I'm pretty sure he
punches.
reached over to like strangle him.
It looked like he in the panel after that he went to strangle him. So he never really punched him. But
Yeah, maybe he just like grabbed him around the collar or something.
the interaction, like people complain about, there was interactions. There's not a lot of interaction. You saw one finally with, because Luffy has had interaction with Chopper, Usopp, Sanji, Nami, pretty much everybody, but he never really had one with Brook besides like in Thriller Bark. We haven't really seen much of that like dynamic go down really. And I really like that part, like the milk part. I really like that part because I've been saying this whole you know how I've been saying that Luffy has the what's it called? That yeah, no, the new like you know how like he's able to like use the nutrition he intakes and then like do various things with it. Like I really liked it because it really showed up in this chapter. Like that's one of the parts I liked the most.
You know why I like the milk part?
Like milk.
Milk's milk? Okay, but I like the milk part the most. It was hilarious, not because of the moment.
I mean, Ibrahim, I was giving my points, but
no, project real quick and then give it back to you. All right, never mind. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I want to hear why you like the milk part now.
Because like everybody's making all these complex theories of Luffy's tooth, and Oda's just like nice and drinks milk like mid arc, and I was like, I
think it's just it's a milk fact that milk makes your teeth stronger.
No, but
I
Luffy
feel like innately
uses it.
Yeah,
it's an innate ability.
I feel like
been shown, so I mean, what it is.
I feel like people
made him stronger.
He's never drank milk. Have you ever seen him drink milk when he's injured?
That's why I would have used it though. That milk actually makes you
Yeah,
But
makes your bones and teeth stronger.
but I mean,
I feel
what's
like
his face has been doing it though. Brooke has been doing that. Brooke has been doing the milk thing.
Because it's a
So
bone
no,
thing.
because it's just
yeah, it's a bone thing.
made of
Yeah,
bones.
but I really like that part. Segue into the part where Capone said, "Yo, are you down to do this? Like, are we doing this?" And he's like, "Yeah, we can do it, but I'm gonna punch you in the face first." I was like, "Yo, but I'm
I
whip your
got
ass."
scared for a second.
No, he said fine.
Yeah.
He said fine. I was like, yeah, he's gonna do it.
Yeah, no, I was scared when he got mad.
But
I was nervous that he
yeah, I
wasn't
know a lot of people
gonna
were thinking that he was gonna do a typical Luffy, where Jinbei, because I like the part where like every single time that Jinbei says something, Luffy will sit down and listen to it. That like Jinbei is like the voice of reason. Like he's like you know how like normally Zoro would be in that aspect where he has to be the reasonable one and he has to tell Luffy, you know, it's a good idea to do this, a good idea to do that.
Yeah.
But I think Jinbei is gonna end up taking that role. And yeah, amazing chapter, One Piece. I don't know what else to tell you niggas.
All right.
Oda, as usual.
There were a few things right away that I noticed about the chapter that I said last week, which is we might jump over to Peckham's just to fill space a little bit, and that's how the chapter started.
I need to get rid of that.
We get. I don't know how important this Peckham scene is gonna be, so I'm a little bit iffy about it. To me, it just feels like a little bit of filler. The fact that it went on for several pages, but we did get confirmation.
Stuff?
Yeah,
It was 1 page, and it'll probably be very important.
I'm looking at it right now. It's like 2 page spread. But I think it goes on to 3.
The Peckham situation was a 1 page, full page spread, and it moved on.
2 pages. So
I
I'm
mean,
looking at it. It's page.
let's check.
Yeah, that would be 2 pages in a.
Yeah, in the book. Yeah, on manga stream.
Okay.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's one
Wait.
big full page spread, meaning in a
Yeah,
volume.
all right, but just keep going, Wesley.
All right. Well, we got confirmation that Aladdin was the one who rescued Peckham's and all that. So that was cool. But
That's what happens.
yeah, I mean, it was a little bit. I feel like this chapter didn't progress the story a lot, but it was still very good. Like I didn't mind it. I wanted to see Capone and Luffy talk a lot more and what they were gonna like the plan. But I think like I also predicted last week, I don't think we're gonna see the plan at all. Like I think they're gonna skip forward and it's gonna come to play later.
Yeah,
based on this chapter.
that's how Oda usually writes those types of
If you
things.
see the plan, and you know it's not going to work.
Yeah. So that's what I figured.
That's a good point. If we do see it specifically laid out, it's parts of it are gonna fail.
Yeah, it's not gonna go. Yeah, because that would be too predictable. So we'll just lay it out and then watch it play out another time.
You'll have.
Go
ahead.
Nami fan service, a little bit surprising, but I didn't hate it. The Lola stuff. It was surprising. Like, so I was just like, all right, that's cool. Like Oda, he hasn't seen his wife in a while. Drawing all these naked character Nami pictures. I get it.
Even Oda has to blow off some steam sometimes.
I guess so. I feel like every time he uses her for fan service, he gets closer and closer to drawing her completely naked.
What?
Yeah, I noticed that. He shows more and more of a
low key.
Yeah.
Yo, now it's just soap on the nips. Yeah, like that's.
Yeah, exactly. She was practically nude in the chapter. So. We kind of already knew about Lola and the sister, but we got a lot more like confirmation officially, which was pretty good.
Giant Loki?
Yeah, the giant thing was interesting. I was hoping there was more of a like conspiracy, like a whole government conspiracy surrounded by why they were making giant people with Caesar. It was a lot more simpler than I expected, but I need to see how it plays out. I didn't like the tooth thing disappearing now. It was funny. Like I thought that gag was actually pretty funny. I don't think there's anything to read into it. I think it's literally he was just mimicking Brooke and it was just like a joke that it worked the same way it works for Brooke. So I think that's a Brooke Devil Fruit specific thing.
No, it's not because Luffy has shown in Alabasta, Water 7, and other arcs and other times to use nutrients to regenerate parts of his body. So no.
When he eats meat and stuff, but I think that's
that's only specifically protein. But this
It's a good.
Well, not you know what I mean, but no,
Right.
it's not.
Well, who knows? But
Yeah.
I think I took it as more of a gag. I was hoping that the tooth thing just remained for the rest of the arc, so that it would like signify the arc was over when he got his tooth back. So it disappearing now is kind of like annoying to me. But
Well,
I feel like
sorry to interject. If you notice, certain One Piece arcs, they have like something to signify that you're in the second phase of the arc. So the fact, like, and a lot of it is signified by a clothing change. So, for
yeah,
example, here you get the clothing change with
the
that
mafia
and the
suits.
tooth.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, Impel Down. After we got the
The black
Ivankov stuff,
shorts. What you're thinking?
he went from a blue shirt to a yellow shirt, and
Okay.
and the yellow shirt signified when he went from working with Buggy and Mr. Three and Bon Clay to working with Crocodile and Jimbei for the last phase of the arc. So
Okay.
yeah. So like we've gotten things like this in One Piece arcs where like the Oda does like some type of visual indicator that like you're in the next portion of this
All right.
arc.
I didn't notice that. I didn't notice it there. I noticed that it happens at the end of the beginning of arc to signify now like the clothing, like which arc you're in.
It's in mid arc too.
All right.
So we're halfway there.
Yeah, I guess that's what it
It
means.
may not be halfway, but it may mean like you're entering the final portion. So when he did an impel down, he was like signifying like you're in like the last like volume of the arc.
Yeah. The Caesar thing was surprising. I don't know how this is gonna play out. Like, is Caesar gonna be permanently part of the Fire Tank Pirates now? I guess it's possible.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's possible.
He needs to do something after this arc.
Yeah, because he's gonna stick around. He's clearly gonna be like a recurring character. It was a nice excuse. Like a lot of this was just like clever, like filler moments to like pad things out and like set up the next.
So,
Yeah.
question:
Drive.
Is Law the only one that can put the heart back?
No, you can just shove it back in your heart.
Okay.
No,
You
actually,
just
no,
shove it
I
back
don't.
in your heart.
I don't know. It's never been shown.
If he is, then that makes this 10 times more funny.
No,
Yeah.
didn't Smoker put his heart back when
No.
Law gave it back to him?
I don't
So
think
Law's
so.
the only one. Law's the only person who can. I guess.
I think Smoker.
That means he may go to one.
I think
I'm
think
just
Law
already
snapped his
keeping
fingers. You know what?
the
Law
plot
snapped-
device is gonna bring Caesar to Wano. I guess.
It might be. It might. I could see Caesar going. But I mean, I think when Law returned the hearts, he like snapped his fingers on the ship again or something and put it back in like that. It wasn't Smoker didn't just put it in his own chest.
No, but it's because Law had it in his hand though. I'm saying let's say Law gave the heart to Smoker, he put it back in just the whole.
I don't know if it works that way. I'm saying I'm not sure.
Because I don't
shown.
think it's that elaborate. It's not
It
that
could
elaborate
be.
where you gotta fucking. Oh.
This could be.
But as far
we've
as I
never
know,
seen it.
everyone, all I've seen is people try to get their hearts back, and when they get it back,
I think that's because they don't want it to be damaged though, because it's their heart and it'll die. I don't know if they can.
But I don't think it's like I think you're overhyping like.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't know.
It's not.
I'm
It's
just saying
not.
I don't know. It's not shown.
I don't think it's that serious.
I'm not gonna make an assumption on it. But yeah, it was a good excuse to get them in those like cool mafia suits. That's lit. That's lit. It was a hype panel. I like Pedro's outfit. It's like the Pedro word suit. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the Caesar stuff was good. Yeah, it was interesting. You guys think Capone and Luffy are gonna work together well?
So ask that again. What do you say?
Do you think Capone and Luffy are gonna work well together? Like they're gonna go along with this plan?
For the business purposes of like action, and yes, they will. And once that's taken care of, Capone probably will not be cooperative. I think it'll be kind of like when Luffy teamed up with Eustace Kid and Law in Sabaody Archipelago. He's been able to have good chemistry with the Supernovas when they do team up. And what it could also signify is eventually if the situation lends itself, if all the Supernovas need to be in one spot, teaming up like the whole Worst Generation against like an opponent, this could be kind of like a precursor to that. So, yeah.
What role do you think Caesar's gonna play in this whole thing?
I think
Be a gangster.
I think he's the I think he's one of the keys to Capone's plan. That whole poison thing.
Oh yeah.
We've seen what he can do to the people. So he may be trying to. He may be creating what's in that cargo stuff that it was referring to? There might be like some type of like gas protection, and also you may be trying to create what's like that little
Smile.
Smile. You may be trying to create like a smile point too, but that's more controllable.
That's a good point. Why else would you need?
Nah, I think at first I thought like it's gonna be some kind of dumbass Capone just pulling a strap on niggas and assuming that's gonna work.
You think Capone's reckless?
Because he's always talking about how he's gonna shoot people. But this plan, I feel like
No, we're just talking about Caesar's rule.
Oh, Caesar, yeah, he's gonna have some poison related type thing to do. Or maybe air related, because Caesar can asphyxiate people. Remember that?
Yeah.
Kill Big Mom.
He has an OPR. What do you think the plan is going to be? What are you going to say, Kevin?
It was gonna be poison related, like a Caesar, or it's gonna be something where like they trick Big Mom into thinking like you know how Caesar was supposed to make the giant serum and everything.
Yeah.
They'll pull her in with that, and then they're gonna have some kind of surprise for her. Cake related. Maybe they got somebody to point as the cake. I don't know, but I think the serum and the poison, since Caesar's involved, is gonna be the main attribute, because the way Capone was talking, or Caesar Clown got on the island, he didn't really have anything. But once Caesar, and knowing Caesar's ability, which is to control like, what is it? Gas? Is the gas? Yeah, the gas homie. His ability works well with like poison.
What do you think? Well, yeah, I hope they talk like that. What do you How powerful are these giants? That they're like a rival to the Big Mom wanted under her.
Bath.
It's so hard.
No, they were legendary. They were legendary anyway.
It's so hard to judge what they. Like,
I'm sure it fluctuates.
Special. It's so hard to, because like you got Broggy and
the army as a whole is probably like they can probably fight a young.
Listen, man. Hajrudin punched away like what, 1,000,000 tons.
Dorian Broggy were some of the highest bounties we've seen in One Piece at that point, right? Like, they were like
they were. No, remember they had been fighting for like 100 years, so they might not be.
And Oda specifically wrote them in a way where they were fighting each other, not the other characters, so we couldn't get a sense of power scaling from their fighting. You saw them fighting each.
Would you say they're the same as Hajrudin then?
Oh, no, I think they're much stronger. I think they're much stronger than him.
Body the fuck out of Hajrudin.
Based off what?
No, that's just an assumption. I'm pretty sure they're
much stronger. No. Hajrudin's bounty. Did he even have?
It wasn't as high as Dorian Broggy.
Yeah. Besides bounty, their pirate crew was legendary. You really think Dorian Broggy or?
Yeah, Hajrudin was, and plus Hajrudin was saying like I just look up to Dorian Broggy and like want to be like them in a strong warrior of Elbaf. So clearly, like Oda's like laying it out for you, like he's not on that level. He's just a.
Wait, let me look at Dory and Broggy bounty.
What did you think about Big Mom wanting to kill Lola's sister? What's Lola's sister's name?
Wait, kill what?
Fuck if I know.
Murder Lola's sister.
Who, Lola?
Yeah.
It just goes into the fact that
Big Mom. Wait, are you asking the name of Lola's sister?
Yeah.
Lola.
Oh, it's not. They're both Lolas?
Yeah, they're both named Lola.
No, that's confusing.
You don't know. No, you don't know. You don't remember why? It's so that they could marry her off to the Giants and trick them, and they didn't buy it.
So that's her real name.
They never showed Hydra.
They probably no. She was
her name's not Lola.
No,
Charlotte Chiffon.
Oh yeah.
Oh well.
They used that.
They did try to marry her off.
No, but they did call her Lola like as a ploy. Cause I remember when they introduced her though. I remember they were calling her Lola. So
no.
Yes, they were. I remember this.
That was a name you was not supposed to speak of
on Whole
Cake Island.
They don't have Hydrogen's bounty.
Alright, so
You sure? You sure? Because
They don't. I can
because
see Dorian
when he
Broggies is
wait, what are you
100%
on like the wiki or something?
images? Because the images, if you type in the bounty, they're gonna show the bounty poster.
Check the wiki because I could have sworn when Luffy made the alliance with everybody, could have sworn they gave us this bounty.
Oh, then I just gotta go to chapter 797 and I'll find out.
It's not 797. It's 799 or 800.
790.
All right, let me. I got the volume. Let me pull
It's
out
not.
volume 80.
It's not
I don't
800.
think I don't think we've seen his bounty.
We've never seen his bounty.
Hold up, I'm pulling up to the. Yo, Throne Wars. Hold up, let me go past this page. That was so lit. All right, 790. No, oh snap! There is no bounty. There's no bounty.
Well, let's do chapter ratings overall. Andre, chapter rating.
It was a good chapter. If I had to give a number to it,
an
it would
MVP.
be 8 out of 10.
MVP.
MVP.
Favorite panel.
It's weird. They gave him for Columbus, Bartolomeo, Cavendish, side. What side it was not?
MVP. Shaq. MVP. I'm just going to give it to Lola.
Okay.
She put her destiny in her own hands. She said, "Fuck Big Mom, you don't control my life."
We got change outs, but we never got size.
Gotta respect that.
And,
yo, remember when Luffy punched Fuji Toro? Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you want to see next week?
What I want to see next week. So we're 3 hours and 20 minutes away from the wedding. I want to see. I think we should flip to Big Mom side of things, and maybe the Vince Smoke starting to, all right, let's get going.
Yeah, we'll probably get Vince Smoke perspective.
I don't want this whole 3 hours and 20 minutes to stretch out in the span of 5 chapters. I think we should just.
It'll probably be 2 to 3.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping for. But given how Oda writes sometimes.
All right, Andre.
I'm just saying that those 5, like the Birdcage timeline, that stretched out multiple chapters.
2.
Anytime, 2. Let me just put an emphasis. Anytime Oda is putting a timeline on something big always happens. Let me just put that out there. So I think the ending is going to be pretty good.
Ibrahim.
What are we talking about right now?
Chapter rating, favorite panel, MVP, and next.
It was a great chapter. Favorite panel, the page of them all in suits, with the runner-up being a 2-way tie between that page of Nami and Luffy and Sanji in front of the fire tank hideout.
Who's the MVP?
Oda's artwork.
Okay. What do you want to see next week?
Quality.
All right, Kevin.
I mean, I don't know why you asked this chapter rating question. I don't know why Ibrahim even ducked the question because he didn't get a rating. But
you know my thoughts on ratings. On number ratings on chapters.
Is it an A, B, C, or D?
This nigga said A, B, C, or D. Get the fuck.
And S.
The best panels. It was the last one, not the last page. I think it was either page 17 or 16 where Luffy was sitting down with the little mafia hat. Pretty lit. That probably, and the cover page, and also the color spread. It reminded me a little bit of Eiichiro, man.
You lost because you didn't win.
Good night. Damn, yo, I think I'm gonna have to reread. I think it's that time now to reread Dressrosa now.
Okay.
But he keeps interjecting. I don't know why. That's a joke, by the way.
Okay, go ahead.
But MVP would be Gastino. Gaslitino.
Gaslitino.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Actually, there were a lot of good.
Yeah, that was actually like a genuine like smile while reading the chapter, like chuckle.
No, I think that's one of his attacks. I think it's gas something.
No,
Gastille,
Gaston.
Gas.
Gastille,
You're thinking of Gaston.
Gastille, Gastonet.
Yeah, Gastonet. The one where he clips the little. You know what I'm talking
It's
about.
like a little clam thing in his hand, and
Yeah,
he
the
just.
little clam.
They're castanets. That's the joke.
Mm-hmm. And Gastille is the one he just like it's like a mouth blast.
Yeah, but he just tries to make it sound stereotypically Italian.
Gas the goat.
Lit's the net.
So, what do you want to see next week, Kenny?
I mean, pretty much we're either gonna most likely skip over the plans because if we see
What
the
do you
ship,
want to see?
it's going to fail. All that's left is the Vince smokes the Big Mom, or Pudding, or is there anything else? Unless Peckham's might do something because he's been talking about Jinbei.
I mean, what do you prefer? What would you like?
Why is Wesley asking what I prefer when it comes to One Piece? It's one.
No, because he's asking you, you're like just saying like, oh, this should happen, or
No,
you're saying like this might happen, that might happen.
There's I'm just when we saying this might happen, this might. I'm just saying a bunch of things that can happen.
But what do
I
you
don't
want?
have a problem with. I'm literally telling you what it is.
All right. Well, what I want to see next week is the chapter ending with the wedding, like the tea party starting. I think one more chapter.
I think it's wishful thinking, good brother.
Wait, is the wedding before the tea party or is the tea party?
Same thing.
Same time.
It's the same thing.
The tea party's gonna be first, leading to the wedding.
Yeah, okay.
Like during the wedding.
The tomate box.
Yeah, I think
that
the way he counted down the pacing in this chapter, if he sticks with it, it should end next chapter with the wedding starting, like as the finale of the chapter. Because this was like he skipped like 2 or 3 hours over the course of this chapter, so. Continuing in that vein, next chapter, it will be the timeline will be like the countdown will end at the end of the next chapter. So that's what I'm hoping he does. He might stretch it out to 3. Any more than 3.
There's nothing else to pad though.
Yeah, any more than 3.
Nothing else to pad.
He could jump back to Peckham as much as he wants. He could show Pudding just dicking around. Like, he could do a lot of stuff. They could play around in the mirror world for a little bit. Like, he could do a lot of stuff. Yeah.
You're not gonna feel that over.
You could just have.
I do think the whole countdown not ending for like 2 chapters, but
yeah,
because I feel like something is gonna happen, like something super dramatic is gonna come in and fuck the shit out of the planet. I swear, yo, somebody's gonna step on the land. We're like, what the fuck is this nigga doing?
Yeah,
and that shit gonna be.
I think Caesar's not totally trustworthy, but
of course he's not. Caesar.
MVP was Caesar, and best panel was them all sitting in seats. What do you think that guy that was introduced? That was the clock, the short chef guy. Is he gonna play a role? Is he gonna be an opponent? No. He was just randomly introduced for like no reason at the beginning of this chapter.
That was Oda's excuse to create a new design.
He had a box and everything though, like he was important.
He may do like one thing, maybe.
Wait, who?
Don't expect anything major.
Monster Gun?
No, the guy.
That created the cake.
Oh, the guy from the first chapter?
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying the poison. That's why I'm saying the poison thing might happen. Like poison.
I don't think anyone's going to poison that cake.
Struzen, the gourmet night, the head cooking chef. Is he head cooking chief or head cooking chef? They wrote chief, but yeah, the gourmet night. And
no, remember Big Mom is about food, so he literally probably is the chief and a chef at the same time.
You think these fishmen are gonna play a role?
Of course they are.
In the battle itself?
Yeah.
The hands? Come on, wait.
Okay. Do you think Lola's sister she's dying this art? She's getting involved. And do you think Brule and the train guy are gonna be involved since they keep being shown like they're gonna
Stockholm syndrome, Wesley. It's gonna happen.
They're gonna change sides.
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm saying it's a possibility. But
yeah, they're shown. They wouldn't be shown once every chapter unless they were going to do something important.
They might do something redeeming to help this, right?
Or vice versa.
They might
He's reminding.
what?
I'm telling you, Oda's showing them at least once every
No,
time.
I'm saying
To remind you.
they might either one do something redeeming to help out the Strats, or B catch the Strats out guard and be like Big Mom's like ace like low key because they've been
They're
here.
pivotal. That's all. They're pivotal in the surprise attack.
Or they're gonna be used, or they're gonna be used very well, or like
that is true. They've been shown.
Or like you know how maybe Capone doesn't completely have his plan like all the way put together. That's why he's asking for help from Luffy. And when he finds out
He's
they
not
have
asking for help.
well, he's not asking. Well, he kind of is. He's asking me because he's so adamant of Luffy joining him.
I mean,
like he's gonna explosively like increase the chance of winning.
It seemed like he had this plan already thought out, and then if you can get someone else on your side,
Yeah, but it's one of those like low chance plans. Him adding Luffy is probably. I don't know.
No, it's kind of just like if you got already got like a superstar in your team, but you can get another superstar. Why not get him? So that's how I look at it, especially given the fact that this whole war is coming up. Like we want to see supernovas be allied to another. So I think that's what Oda's setting up for.
All this coon talk is. No, but I think his plan, if he realizes that Luffy has someone like Roulette and Chiffon on his side, is that's what I'm saying.
And I think as far as Roulette, I think they're just going to be used as ploys for their side to do sneak attacks, to maybe transfer some of that cargo shit that they was doing on the beach to like Capone's hideout without being seen.
Well, we'll end it on this question. Who in the cover spreads when they change their clothes? Whose mafia outfit looks the coolest?
What?
Whose mafia outfit looks the coolest? Who has the best mafia outfit on? Out of the Strides.
Luffy.
Of course, you see that hat though, Libya.
Let me look at this again.
Brooke has that pinstripe vest on now. It's pretty fun. And the Nami. She has the black dress with like the chinchilla around her neck.
The chinchilla?
Is it just me, or do all Capone's dudes like seem like ranged fighters? Like y'all have guns and stuff.
I mean, it's a mafia group.
It's a mafia group.
Yeah, but that dude had like a gun arm.
Yeah, nigga, Zephyr, nigga, what do you mean?
All right.
Doesn't Vito control fire and stuff?
They'll have like fire related, like range related abilities.
Yeah.
Like even them adding Caesar. Even them adding Caesar with the fucking mouth blasting he's got. Come on.
Devil Fruit was like a chameleon or something like that.
Who?
He's called Monster Gun Vito.
Yeah, Monster Gun Vito.
What was his power though?
They never tell us.
No, we just see him rocking a big ass revolver.
Big ass gun, yeah.
Right.
No, didn't he do? I mean,
he never did anything with the gun. He never did.
I could have sworn he did like some chameleon.
Didn't it transform or something?
Yeah, I could have sworn he did, but I don't
No.
know.
Now you go back to like 726, not 726, 826, and you'll probably see.
I'm not seeing anything.
Who's more likely to betray Luffy right now, Capone or Caesar?
Capone.
Caesar is more likely to be on the Straw Hat ship than anything, so of course it's going to be Capone. And Capone even said he was going to do it. Even though Caesar won't admit it, he's kind of attached. Like he's a clear tsundere at this point in time.
You think so?
Clear tsundere.
He's a nice Straw Hat, man.
No, I think Caesar cares about himself. I think he's like Buggy. Like he doesn't care as long as he lives.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
What, repetitive?
He's like
I hear niggas just spouting slander. I just want to address these whole ass.
Yeah, we all agree that he's just like Buggy. What is that?
Hey, what's it's like it's like LeBron being like MJ.
Hey, no, it's not. No. I'm saying. You're saying
better.
You're just saying Oda's using.
Kobe Bryant, not just Michael Jordan.
I'm just saying.
In terms of playing style.
I'm saying you're saying What is doing something again?
Is Kobe repetitive?
All right,
I'm
wait.
using some of the dumbest examples I've ever seen. Ever like.
All right, wait.
I'm just letting you know. You like Kobe, right?
Does this development with Capone outshine Sanji's role in the wedding? That'll be the last question. Does it overshadow Sanji's role?
Yes.
That's yet to be determined.
As of right now, yes.
I can do this.
The Capone stuff is
Does it
more
what?
interesting.
Does it overshadow Sanji's role? Because remember, this was when Sanji's supposed to have his like,
No.
you know, redeeming.
That's 100% yet to be determined.
You think Sanji might do something that overshadows the Supernova Alliance during the wedding?
This is not like a Law Luffy alliance where like the shit might be permanent. This is just
The Law
Capone
Luffy
and Luffy
Alliance
joining.
isn't permanent.
It ain't permanent, really.
They're allies, but
I'm not saying it's permanent. But I'm saying like the lasting effect, like
it
them
might
being
have a
partners.
effect.
Them
Capone and
being. Wait, hold on. Wesley, stop Ibrahiming right now. The Law and Luffy alliance is different because it seemed like they were gonna be, if they weren't still in alliance against Kaido, they'll be somewhat in a relationship. But like Luffy and the Capone, that should not happen. Somebody's betraying somebody. That's just facts.
I'm pretty sure people thought Law was
but Sanji, yeah, but there's
that
more.
was a common.
Yeah, but anybody that was back like that was early days. At this point,
yeah, it's early too for the Capone and Luffy.
Yeah.
You think Law
just because he's a mafia guy doesn't mean he's evil.
I mean, listen, I think we all understand that Big Mom's not going to be killed or like, out of the story after this part. So now Big Mom's going to be after Capone and Luffy. So it only forces them to team up. Right now, Luffy and Law, they're still together given the fact that they have their eye, like Kaido has their eyes on them. If that was the case, they would have just went their separate ways after Zoe. But Kaido has their eyes on them specifically. So they have to stay in an alliance together.
Yeah, so.
Oh, I was supposed to answer this question, but wait, Wesley was asking me a question. You guys just drilled the whole thing, but I forgot.
I'd be silent. What the hell are you talking about?
I said
Wesley and Andre.
The Capone thing. You're saying there's no way it's gonna have a lasting. Like,
no, I don't think the relationship is gonna last.
I don't know why.
Because Capone is more likely. Guy? No, because Capone is more likely to get Millie Rock's this arc, if anything.
Nah.
You think Capone's gonna die?
No.
Of course not.
I mean, he might. He's more likely than Law, but I don't.
Please.
Yeah, right. Like, come on. What are you doing?
I think Lola's sister is the most likely to die right now. If anybody dies.
I'm supposed to be answering this question, but
I mean, the Vince one is probably the most likely to die, but I don't see that happening either.
Nobody's dying.
No one's dying.
Jinbei.
He said Jinbei.
Jinbei. He's still up there.
Hey man, Jingoat?
I cannot see Jinbei being a straw hat. The thing is, after this arc,
none of us can. Right? None of us. I don't know about that.
Be, right?
Either Jinbei or Capone is getting Millie Rock. That's all I can say. I don't really care what the rest of y'all say.
Capone's gonna die? Who's gonna kill Capone?
I don't know, Big Mom. Look, I'm saying in the realm of possibilities, the most likely people to die are Jinbei. That's just it.
Is Carrot gonna be a straw hat after this arc?
That is almost guaranteed. But look,
no, no.
I think she's a possibility.
This Carrot pipe dream needs to die.
I mean, her goal is to leave.
We need to love our fellow furry friends.
Like she wants to
enough with this.
She wants to explore the world. She has good rapport with. She has good rapport with all the straw hats.
Listen, some. Go ahead.
So
some wrestlers are just not meant to be main eventers. You know?
You're not really saying why she can't be.
You don't like her?
She's not a world champion. She's an intercontinental champion level. She's just
good night.
Why? Why is that?
She's not good enough to be a straw hat.
Why?
I can agree with that.
She's just not a straw hat.
Why?
She's not good enough.
Why?
her personality, her design.
I just said she's not good. No, listen, she's fine, but like once you start getting onto that straw hat talk, it's like,
That makes no sense.
Why do you
she's not
even
good
do
enough
it?
to be a straw hat.
Yeah, but you
Straw
can't
hat
explain
means a
why.
permanent. She's not good enough.
Why isn't she good enough?
Oh my god. She's not entertaining or eccentric. And well, she is eccentric, but
This is a subjective thing. Okay, never mind.
she has a bunch of quirks, and he's adding more quirks to her as the art goes on. So.
yeah, it's fine. I don't care, man. Carrot's
saying,
cool.
like-
I mean, but
She has more quirks than Jinbei at this point.
Yeah, like
All right, fine. I'll put it this way. I don't
want
think
her.
she should be a
You
straw
don't
hat.
want her.
Okay. Why
I
is
don't
that?
think I don't think she should be one.
Why is that?
She doesn't. She just shouldn't, man. She doesn't fit, man. Like I don't know.
I don't know. She
ain't a straw hat, man.
with the straw hats
She's a
right now.
strong
Yeah, she's
fighter.
entertaining. She's a good like thing, but like she's more of like a she's more of a background like just like side piece to this puzzle in this arc, you know, like as a crewman, like as a team member of this like operation. So like leave
Just
her
call
like
her
that, like
thought,
you know,
bro.
she's
Isn't Chopper a side piece? Isn't Nami a side piece?
Yeah, like
What's the difference between her and Nami right now?
yeah,
Except
but
that Kira can actually
Chopper and
fight.
Nami were heavily featured in the arcs that eventually transitioned them into being strides.
Was Brooke?
she's being heavily featured.
Yeah.
She saved Chopper.
No, she's not heavily featured. She's just there she's just there the entire time and she's doing things. But
There's a
she's
lot
not
of
she's not in the forefront of any situation.
Brooke
She hasn't been.
She's been in.
We haven't got
every
any
chapter.
chapters centered or focused around her. So
Besides when she saved Chopper, besides when she fought.
Yeah, like, your whole argument is like debunked.
I'm not getting debunked.
Your whole argument is just getting debunked, man. That's all.
The arc isn't even over, and she's already been heavily featured. Like,
Heavily.
she's a
I guess.
feature Nami and Chopper?
She was
No.
She was heavily featured.
Not more
in
than Nami.
Zoe.
Like, what do you?
She was
All
heavily
right, all right.
featured in
Listen,
Zoe.
man.
She was heavily featured during the travel to Whole Cake Island.
She was not heavily featured in Zoe. She was shown in the beginning and then brought back at the end.
She's
That's
been
why.
more
Pause.
featured.
That's why they brought her to this because Oda clearly wants to do something with
She's
her.
heavily featured
So
during the
he's
travel to
explaining.
Whole Cake Island.
Yes, she was.
She's heavily featured in this arc. I don't know what else you mean by heavily featured.
I think you
But
mean like
heavily
a
featured. I
flashback or
mean,
something.
I mean like a chapter literally centered around her.
Chapters have been pretty much similar.
No. Don't even lie
You
to
mean like
yourself.
her story, like to get you emotionally invested in her?
No. I'm just saying like a chapter centered around Carrot. We haven't gotten
It
that
sounds
yet.
like a bunch of bullshit to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the fights have
All right.
You don't think we're gonna get a Carrot fight that's centered around completely her at the wedding? Of course we
I don't
are.
know.
Why else is she there? Just to stand in the back and take baths with Nami? Of course she's gonna get a chapter centered around her.
Listen, man. All this Carrot stuff's just been building up to the nude Carrot thing, man.
She was on the
That's
cover
all it
of
was
the
about,
Straw
man.
Hat. She was on the cover of the volumes and in the color story.
So a bunch of characters have been in covers. I got volumes here. I can pull up some fodder ass characters in volume covers.
Like who? Only
She's
Jinbei
not
and
fodder,
Law.
though.
Oh my god, hold up. Let me you're really gonna make me do this? Hold on, let
Yeah.
me pull up a
I can tell
volume
you right
cover.
Makes
now.
no sense.
Okay,
Let me tell
the
you
toy
right now.
soldier, a random the beetle
Heroes?
wait no pause. Okay, look how about this?
The most
The beetle, the Tontata beetle is on a cover.
Yeah, I'm not talking about
The beetle guy,
yeah,
Kabu.
Covers are telling the story of the art. I'm talking about like colored pages.
Oh wait, she was on a cover. She was on a color page.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because that
That's
color
what
page
colors-
that color page is showing everybody who was the team that Luffy was taking on the journey to Whole Cake. That's why she was included in that.
You don't think that means she's important?
I didn't say she's not important.
Possibly.
You called her fodder.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you
I
just
said
did.
no.
You
I
were
said
fucking
fodder.
serious.
No, I said fodder characters have been in volume covers. So what does it mean if she's on a volume
Yeah,
cover?
so you
But
basically
then-
call her fodder.
no, I'm saying like even less important characters have been on covers. That's what I'm. That
So
was
she is
my
an important
point.
character. Is what you're saying.
I didn't say she wasn't. I just said
You said
she's not.
there.
I
You
just
said she's
said.
not doing anything.
Oh my god! Yo, man, y'all turn this into a different
I'm just saying,
conversation.
like,
I just said I don't think Carrot
Chopper's
should
role in
or
the
will
story
be.
was a plot point in the beginning.
Do you
of the
really
series.
think that Carrot's joining the Straw Hat crew?
No, I'm just saying.
I do.
Like, there's a
Yo,
possibility.
who wants to put money on it?
How much?
Ibrahima, this is how you lose. Look, let's not do this.
How much?
Yo,
I
imagine,
just-
and then we get a chapter where they pop a question like, "Oh my good night."
Why else? Why do you think she's there? Like, why? Honestly, do you think Oda's dragging her along? Because she didn't need to come along with him.
Yeah, she did.
Because she
Like,
was
this whole arc-
she was
she's not
under
like-
because
she's not-
because she was underdeveloped in Zoe. So Oda said, "Let me carry her over
Why
because
does
I
she
want to
need
do
to be
something."
developed?
Huh?
He could have did it.
Why does she need to be developed?
No,
If she's
no,
not-
no. Like think about it. Think about it. In Zoe,
Is she secretly a pirate captain who's gonna help Luffy later? Like what? is the
no,
point
but
of her
like
being here?
considering like the way Oda brought her up in the beginning, you thought like they were gonna do something with her, but like she kind of like didn't do anything for the rest of Zoe. And then I was thinking, nah, this can't be it further. And then that's why she snuck onto the ship. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
For all that,
Now Oda's gonna do.
it could have been Wanda that joined them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Wanda was heavily featured and like at the forefront in Zoe, the arc. Like she was, they did more with Zoe. They did more with Wanda and Zoe than they did with Carrot.
Why do you think that? But the thing is, when Kara was introduced, she was immediately featured. They gave you the impression that she had a role to play.
That's what I'm saying.
Now
And
she's
then
with
she
Yeah.
disappeared for the rest
Why
of
do you think he
Zoe,
did that?
and then
That's what I'm saying.
reappeared.
Why do you think it was an accident? You think he's like, I featured this character too much. Now I just gotta put her in all the arcs. Like because I featured her that one time in a panel and I didn't do anything. Now she just has to be a main
So basically,
character
what you're
in the
saying,
next arc.
so what you're saying is they're doing this with Carrot because she's gonna be a straw hat.
No, I'm just saying
Yes,
that
I'm
there's
saying
a possibility. I'm
I'm
saying
saying
there's a possibility.
There's definitely a possibility. I'm saying he's doing it. He's
Just
featuring
about
her
the
so
same
much
amount of
for no
possibility
reason.
that Bartolomeo has being a straw hat.
No, Watson had
that
his
was
own
never
crew.
gonna happen. Yeah, he has his own crew.
He had his own crew.
And she was part of a crew too.
No, she's not part of the crew. She just lives in Zoe.
She was in the team of Ino Arashi. She was in Ino Arashi's fighting force.
What does that mean? That's not a crew. That's not a pirate crew.
Okay, but in Zoe, like that's what their crews are. Like she was in the Ino Arashi like
So was
core.
Brooke. Brooke was more of a pirate than she was. Like, what do you mean? Look, Frankie. Frankie was the leader of the Frankie family. Like, what do you mean?
Wait, that's my point. That's my point. I'm saying she's just as likely as Bartolomeo, and you guys said nah, because Bartolomeo had a crew, and I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Because he's a pirate captain. It's different. And then he did join underneath him. What do you mean?
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, she's not a pirate captain. I don't see a pirate captain joining underneath.
The Frankie family.
And Manx can leave Zoe.
Become the captain? Did Brooke not become the captain of the Yorkie pirate?
Not really.
I mean, Frankie was the captain of his own crew.
Yes, he did, Wesley. Yorkie died and Brooke took over as captain.
But the entire crew died. So Brooke shouldn't have a crew anymore. So it's different.
Oh my god.
What do you think? Why do you think? No, I'm asking you. Why do you think she's featured so much then? I understand what you're saying. Like she's not featured like she's the star of the art.
But I don't think it's Straw Hat. They're gonna do something, but I don't
no,
think
Ibrahima, you have to give credibility. Like you have to be honest.
Yeah.
Like why would Oda put her like she doesn't need to be here. She's not
Oda's
Vivi.
gonna do something
No,
with
no,
her.
Ibrahima, look. She's not Vivi. From Whiskey it was Whiskey Peak, and then she went all the way to Alabasta with him. And she was a princess, so she couldn't come with them anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vivi was a
Carrot is gonna be a part of a crew with 9 other people. You would think they need Carrot that bad? Well, they don't need her for nothing. She's gonna be a straw hat if anything. That's the scenario that makes the most sense.
Yeah, it's the most likely.
Because I don't know what else she's doing.
Like she doesn't need to be here. Like Vivi, they needed her to like just tell them where to go to access certain places.
She's had no chapters dedicated to her already, though. That's my thing.
Who? Carrot?
Yeah, like chapter 49 when they defeated Brule.
Yeah, that was a Carrot fight chapter. Come on.
Don't look at me. I'm not the one arguing.
She got spotlighted.
Yeah, okay, whatever you want to call it. She's featured as prominently as all the other straw hats right now in this arc. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't see
She's had her moments.
Why? She's not a straw hat, but she's featured as much as the other straw hats.
He can't really come up with a good. It's just his preference. He doesn't want her to join the crew.
No, but I'm talking about in terms of like evidence stuff. Like, yeah, she's being heavily featured, but I'm saying that doesn't automatically mean she'll be a straw. That just means like Oda's probably gonna do something with her. And doing something with
he gonna
always
do?
mean
What is he gonna do?
So there's been other characters that have been heavily featured, and like Oda did something with them.
Like who? No, but that came with no. But
multiple arcs.
No, but yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, 3 arcs. It's gonna be in 3 to 4 arcs for the Straw Hats.
Bruh, Paulie was heavily featured in the Water 7 saga. Like, come on.
Paulie didn't carry over.
He went away.
What?
Yeah.
When they went to his lobby, he was gone, bro.
No,
like, he wasn't really featured
and he was taking out the earlier bad guys.
We're talking about people who were on the ship and went from an island to a legit other island. Nobody besides Vivi has done that.
Yeah.
Actually, they're Johnny and Usaku, my friend.
Johnny and Yosaku, Kinemon.
What did Johnny and Yusaku do?
What do you mean?
What did Johnny and Yusaku do?
They were just dudes on the ship.
Okay. I mean,
And they met Johnny and Yusaku like right before they went.
No, it was like 2 arcs. They were there for 3 arcs, I think.
No,
They were there for a break.
Baratie and Arlong Park.
Yeah, it's just 2. And they weren't even featured as much as characters featured in these 2 arcs.
Did they even fight?
They were, but
No.
They
Off-screen.
were.
They did. No, they
Yeah,
weren't. They
off-screen.
showed up like once. They showed up in the beginning.
They disappeared during Arlong Park and they came back
Yeah.
at the beginning of
no,
the
they didn't.
fight.
Those were commentators during most of the big fights. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I said they disappeared and came back during the fight at the end. That was it. They were gone for the rest of the arc.
I don't know about all that.
They were gone. What do you mean you don't know about it? They were gone. They were fighting Arlong off screen.
I don't know about.
Yeah, they got their ass beat too.
Yeah, we only saw them at
They
the
got their
end
ass
when
beat.
they were like, "Oh, we got beaten up by Arlong and his crew." That's the only time we saw them at the end of the arc, the beginning and the end. Like characters in every other chapter or every chapter. Like, why is she there? That's all I'm asking. If she's not a Strider, like, why is she there? What possible important role could she play? She's not the only mate. She doesn't have a special power. She's no one of political power. Like, why?
All right,
is she there?
Wesley. She's joining the Strides, Wesley.
I'm just saying. No, I'm just asking. If
She's gonna
not
become a
that,
Stride, Wesley.
no, I'm just curious. Like, what is her role then? Like, what is your theory?
That's something. That's for Oda to come up with. My whole assumption was like she's just a character for the arc, and Oda's gonna do something with her at the end.
Like what? She's already had fights. Like, is she so strong that they need her there for all these fights? Like what?
Yeah,
Whoa.
she's not really there. There's nothing that they need her for.
Yeah.
She's not a Capone. She's not
Not
a,
like
a
Jinbei.
Jinbei. She's not. She's
What
nobody.
would
she's just
her
a
role
nobody.
in the crew be?
The artist.
Yeah.
Hey man, you don't really care what your role is.
Yeah.
I mean, what is Zoro's role?
Swordsman.
He's just a
Wait,
swordsman.
Zoro
Robin?
is technically the first mate. That's beside the point.
No, but what is his role towards the
That's not
like?
Technically.
He's a
Technically.
He's just and she's an artist.
Oh
So,
my God, Wesley, please, let's not do this again.
They don't have a first mate. Yours is sort of-
but I got nothing to do with anything. I'm saying, like, you look at the roles. Zoro's
Shanks got a first
swordsman.
mate. Kaido has the first mate, probably.
Luffy doesn't. Kaido.
Oh my God.
Luffy doesn't.
Oh,
Until he says it. Until he says it, he doesn't. He doesn't. But
I mean, Brooks is the musician. He's
yeah.
a swordsman too.
Hey, hold on. You need a musician on the shit, nigga.
To be fair, Brooks is not the same type of swordsman as Zoro is. Like he fences and he has a different type of sword. So
Why do they need an archaeologist? Normally.
What, Wesley? Oh, he said
Kevin,
okay,
Wesley, that's the most ignorant thing you've ever said.
No, it's not. I'm saying. Did you hear the part normally at the end? Like, if she couldn't read poneglyphs, why would they need an archaeologist?
But she could read poneglyphs.
If she couldn't, why would ship possibly need an archaeologist?
Arcade Godelich?
It's just a weird role to have on a pirate ship. I don't think an artist is that.
In the One Piece world, that makes a lot of sense.
In the One Piece world, I'm talking about just normally.
Well, who cares about normal
archaeologist.
logic when we're talking about One Piece?
Well, that's what I'm saying. An artist on a pirate ship is fine because it's the One Piece world. It doesn't really matter.
I never said anything about it. I just asked you what her role was, and you said artist, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah, but you try to downplay it. Like,
Well,
I literally
She could
stayed
be the
silent.
fighter,
I
to be honest.
didn't say anything, so you can't even say I was downplaying it.
you try to downplay it.
Okay. Yeah.
I was silent. What are you talking about? I literally.
Hey, okay.
He said artist, and I didn't even respond.
He said okay.
Artist, fighter. She could be the fighter.
The fighter.
She ain't able to dodge. She ain't that she was able to dodge Zoro.
They have swordsmen.
And she was able to kill some Luffy real quick.
Yeah.
She does use electro. You could say she's the electrician.
I mean,
It'd be kind of funny. The electrician. We need somebody to fix these lights, yo.
I could even like. It seems like she might be artist, but I could see like, how like the characters are introduced and then you don't know what role they're gonna be, and then they do something at the end of the arc. They're like, oh, and Luffy's like, oh, you can do that. You could be this person.
wait. Can I ask
became the sniper? Like he didn't
Can I
know.
ask a question?
Go ahead.
Did you want Vivi to join the crew when you was reading like those arcs? What about you, Kev?
What?
Yeah, I did.
I love Vivi, but no.
And what would have been her role? What would have been her role?
Yeah.
If she joined,
Really?
Yeah, what could have been her
that's why
role?
she didn't join.
Back
She
to
didn't
niggas.
have a role.
She didn't have a skill.
It's my thing. I liked Vivi
Karen
and I
has a
enjoyed
skill.
her.
Karen has
I
a
enjoyed
skill that can be used to be funny. She has a good rapport with the Straw Hats.
So did Vivi.
She doesn't have a skill though.
You say so.
I mean, what's her skill?
The thing is, an artist can make the Jolly Rogers. It is important for Pirate Crew in that way. She might design their flag or something.
Do they really need a sniper?
Not really. They don't use it. They don't use it as a sniper, so not really. That's what I mean. Like he shot a cannon once at the end, and he was like, "Oh, you're pretty good with that sniper." Like she could do anything at this point. She could be like, "Yo, I knitted this sweater." And you could be like, "Oh, okay, seamstress." Like like anything like that could happen. Like she's with them now. I don't see. Like, is she gonna be related to somebody in Wano? Like, what role does she have to play besides just permanently staying on the crew?
Even Caesar could be a scientist.
Yeah.
But Jenbei's the helmsman.
Yeah, yeah.
They technically don't have one.
Yo, he should be.
Lookout. Maybe Karen will be the lookout. Did she? Because in Wano, that's what I thought at first. Because on Zoe, she jumped like really high, didn't she? Like super high and like looked out over the entire island.
Yes, man.
She could be lookout, man.
I just realized it was a personal preference at this point. I'm glad we came to that conclusion.
I don't know why he doesn't want her on the ship though.
It's a personal preference. It's the same reasons like Cole came up with reasons why Jinbei shouldn't be one.
I'm telling you right now, if she eats a devil fruit this arc, she's 100% on the ship. 100%.
Why would they do that after establishing like who she is and how she is? Just throw a devil fruit on her last second.
Why did they throw a devil fruit on Kaku and Khalifa?
What the hell? That's completely different. That was the yes. What?
In what way? In what way was it different? They established
those were villains that were getting power so that they could get ready for their fight with the Straw Hats. Like,
they already had established fighting styles.
No, Kaku didn't. He just jumped around. He just jumped around.
He fought with his legs and the blades. Before he even turned into a giraffe. The giraffe was like right before the fight. He'd already done attacks and everything. Like, what do you mean? But yeah, is that Miguel?
Yeah,
I think so.
Okay, we were just about to end it.
Damn.
What did you think of the chapter? What did you think of the chapter, Miguel?
That shit was lit.
I agree.
Best part of the chapter. You guys know.
The bathing scene.
You guys know.
The bathing scene. The bathing scene. I knew Miguel would say that. What would you rate the chapter?
What?
What would you rate it out of 10?
Oh, 10, of course. Yo, Gangsta Caesar? Come on.
What was your favorite panel?
Oh, the Nami, 100%.
Okay.
That and the last panel.
I'll be right back.
All right. Who's the MVP?
MVP?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard. Oh, I don't know, man. That's I don't know. I can't because like a lot like each character has their own little thing.
You have
like
to
you know
choose,
you have
you have to choose one.
What?
You have to choose one. One.
What do you mean? Oh, I know, but I'm saying each character has their own little thing. You got Luffy's like level-headed it about the whole thing. Even though you got Jinbei trying to not making a whole big deal out of it. You got Caesar trying to be a gangster. You got an actual mafia boss. I don't know, man. I can't pick one. I can't. See, out of all biasism, I'm gonna just pick Nami, just cause that's safe.
All right. What do you want to see next week?
Oh, the thing to have like, you know how this chapter we got. Oh, it's 3.5 hours left.
Yeah.
3 hours 15 minutes or whatever. That progressed to like at least 2 hours left or something. By the time the chapter is done,
Okay.
you get me? So
Yeah. All right. And I'm gonna end it in a second, but can you explain to Ibrahim why Carrot is most likely gonna join the crew?
who?
Carrot.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say this. Like, why she's most likely to join? Because honestly, she reminds me of Chopper when he first joined the crew. Like, she's not on the crew, but she reminds me of how he acted when he first joined. Like he when he first joined, he was worried about, you know, how, like, I mean, it's very minuscule. You remember the scene where I'm not sure if this was filler or not. I think
Mm.
it could have been filler, but like they were on their way, I think, to Calabasas, and you have a pelican, a guy got pelican coming out of nowhere, grabs Luffy and everything, and then he gets scared because he's never seen that before. So like, I think with Carrot, she's saying the same thing. She expected to be there only like a few hours or something like that on the boat. She's thinking that whenever they travel around, it's not gonna be that far. You get
Yeah.
me? She's never left her country. Just like Chopper.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's the only character who's joined so far that has no obligation to go back home or to stay where she is.
That is true.
Yeah, she has no obligation to return home. Like VV and like Kinemon did and stuff. She can travel with them and
No,
um,
I mean, think about it. Um, even Pedro left the Manx. I mean, they're not people that you're supposed to just like you're stuck
Yeah.
where the Mint Drive is.
Beppo,
You have
Beppo
freedom.
left.
Beppo
Pe-
left, yeah.
yeah.
Peckham's left. Peckham's had his own. I mean, Pedro had his own crew.
If anything, if she doesn't join the Straw Hats, I think she's
Ain't
gonna
nobody
join.
trying to on the New York Knicks, man. Once
Yeah.
they got drafted by the Knicks, but once that contract's up, man, they going to be Pirates as white men,
Exactly.
If she doesn't join the Straw Hats, I feel like she's gonna join some other straw like pirate crew.
Look,
Like I don't
she
think she's
joined us
going back
pirate.
home.
There's literally nothing else.
There's nothing there for her.
She's joining Law or Capone or somebody else. But I'm gonna end it right here. So my echo is
Who is that echoing?
it was Andre. But I'm gonna end it here. Anything else to say, Miguel, before I end
Uh, we kind of
it?
have an explanation of how Luffy. Well, actually, no, that makes no sense. That the whole Luffy and Brook thing, that was very very comedic.
That is too fat.
Like yeah, it was.
I already
The
said
milk
it.
thing?
It's happened a bunch of
Nah,
times.
it's
It
happened.
just with meat.
Happened a lot.
It just happened with meat.
That's why I'm saying, like, in me and to myself, is like, the whole milk thing was more of like a little comedy sketch, because
Yeah, it was a gag.
with Brooke, it
Yeah, it was a gag, but I'm saying like it doesn't. It's consistent with what's been happening.
no 100%, no, that's 100%, because the Brooke's done,
Where is the?
Luffy's done that, so
Alright.
like I didn't find that a problem.
Yeah.
I
Next
don't
Otis
think
been dropping good chapters. Hopefully
Agree.
next week he's just 3-1 break.
Yeah, he recovered from that meniscus injury he had.
ACL.
Yeah.